Too many of us are living our dreams because we are living our fears. And that is a quote from one of my favorite motivational speakers and teachers and mentors, Les Brown. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. I don't know about you. I have created many lists in my journal, in my notebook. I have written down my dreams, my goals, and some of my deepest desires. But then when it's time for me, and then most of the time when you write down your goals and your dreams and things like that, you're supposed to go back and revisit them. Go back and read them. A lot of manifestors will tell you to read them every day, once in the morning, once at night. But what has been my experience and what I have been doing and trying to break myself from doing is that I write these goals and these dreams down and I never go back and look at them again, let alone read them. It's almost as if though I've written down this desire, but deep inside I don't believe that it can happen. So it's almost as if I'm afraid to look at the page, to look at what I've written. It happened to me recently. And when I say recently, this morning, I was laying in the bed and I was laying there and I was contemplating, I was meditating, and I was thinking, and I was in the process of visualizing. And a thought came to me, get your notebook out and read the goals and things that you have written in your book, in your notebook. But it was something, I was hesitant. There was a delay. It's as if though I'm depriving myself of reading what I've written because I'm in fear that it won't happen. So how many of you have these dreams and these aspirations, but you're not living them? It could have been 5 years ago that you made the declaration that this is what I want, this is what I want to do, but for some reason it still hasn't happened. It could have been 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. What dream are you holding on to? What dream are you not living because you are living in fear instead? So I want to propose something to you. If you need to get a new notebook, get a new notebook and write down yourself some new goals and some new aspirations that you have for yourself. And visit them often. Don't be afraid to dream bold or to dream big and to look at those and to look at that list every day, once in the morning and once at night. And no matter how fearful you may feel, because it's fear, regardless if we acknowledge it or not, regardless if we are aware that it's fear or not. Some of it we're doing it subconsciously, not realizing that there's an underlying fear that is keeping us from living out our dreams. So visit those dreams every day and remind yourself of what it is that you would like to see in your life. Because if you don't, life gets in the way. Life doesn't stop. And you hear me say this often. Life doesn't stop for no one. The days keep on rolling. The time keep on ticking. And you're getting older. And so is everyone else around you. We're getting older. And I think a lot of times we don't realize it because in our mind, it seems like just yesterday that I came up with this idea, that I had this dream, or I desire to have this, or I desire to have that. But more than yesterday has passed. So take a moment out of your busy schedule. And what I would suggest is that give yourself an hour every day just so that you can ponder and be more of you, to reflect and to remind yourself of who it is that you want to be, who it is that you thought that you were going to be. You know how when we are younger, we have all of these dreams and we have all of these visions of ourselves that we see ourselves as. But as we get older, as life kicks in, as work kick in, as family kick in, and all of the things that life throws at us, as those things kick in, we forget about who we are. We forget about the dreams that we once had, or at least that's what we tell ourselves, because we put them on the back burner. We put them behind us. And we're so afraid that it can't happen that we don't revisit them. So give yourself an hour a day to ponder on what it is that you want, to get back to that person that you once were, or that person that you want to become. If you can't give yourself an hour, give yourself at least 30 minutes. You owe at least that to yourself. Everyone else is important, but you are just as important, because think about it. If you're running on empty, how can you have anything to give those around you? So no matter what's going on, because I made this mistake early on in my life, I allowed work to get in the way. It wasn't work that I loved or enjoyed. It was work that I hated. But I let work and I let life get in the way of my dreams. And I unwillingly put them on the back burner because I was so bogged down with the cares of life. So don't do that to yourself. Spend some time and rehearse your dreams. Spend some time and give yourself some new dreams and some new goals. And don't live in fear. Don't let the fear choke your dreams out of you. Dust off that old notebook if you need to. If you want to go back to the old one, earlier I said get you a new notebook if you need to. But if you got some old dreams and some old goals, go and dust it off and read those and read what you have placed in there. And then maybe there are some that you can check off. Because if it's been a while since you revisited that list, you could have checked some things off your list, that you've already accomplished. So dust off that old notebook, get a new one, whatever it takes. Don't be afraid to dream. As Les Brown said, too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. I wanted to come on and give you just a little bit of Sunday hope. Because for me, I don't know about you, but for me, Sundays were always hard because I knew what the upcoming week was going to bring. And I just couldn't, it just seemed like I just couldn't put it together. Sundays were always sad for me. So I don't want that for you. I want you to go into the week, go into the work week with some hope. With some new hope for a better future for yourself, with some new hope that your dreams will come true and that you will work toward them. I'm Tanya Katina. Talk to you soon. Be blessed.